It's back. Hat check, sunglasses check, Pepsi check, notes check, sources check. Let's go. Welcome back to Gold and Blue, everybody, and all we do here is college football. So if you're a college football fan, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. And as always, feel free to send gear to represent you and your team. Look around. That's what my background is made of. So if you want to be a permanent part of Gold and Blue and my background, send gear to represent yourself and your team to P.O. Box 360, Liberty, South Carolina 29657. I've been away from the camera all day. We've been upgrading, studio expansion. I'll talk about stadium expansion all the time. Well, I decided to take my own advice and expanded the studio. So that's in the works. Phase 1 is complete. And trust me, there's more than one phase. There's many phases. And it's going to look great when it's finally done. We had to make a few adjustments, but we're getting there. The undefeated teams are impressing me today. They really, really are. Tennessee goes on the road and just manhandles LSU. I thought that would be a closer game because it's tough to win in Death Valley. The Death Valley located in Louisiana. I know there's a second one, and I live about 10 minutes away from it. But, you know, Tennessee went on the road, and they manhandled LSU. That's a great win for the Volunteers. Maybe they can challenge Georgia in the SEC East. And it is in Neyland Stadium. It's at Tennessee this year, so that's actually going to be a pretty good game. I'm looking forward to that. Georgia looked better today, okay? Finally, Georgia looked better. I know Auburn's not very good, but neither was Missouri and neither was Kent State. So they finally did what they were supposed to do. They looked good. Ole Miss, I know they were down. Man, they were down by 10 points to Vanderbilt. They did come back and eventually blow out Vanderbilt, but my gosh, you should not be behind Vanderbilt at any point in the game. Not even by an opening drive field goal. That should never, ever happen. So that's the only knock that I had on Ole Miss's victory. But they stay undefeated. Michigan goes on the road. They got scared for a little while against Indiana, but they came back and took care of business. Michigan finished strong, and that's what it's all about. You have to finish strong in these games. Michigan does that. UCLA. I'm giving myself a pat on the back for that one, for calling that one. I've had UCLA in my rankings since week 1. As high as like number 12. And then they started to not look good, so I dropped them a little bit in my rankings. But so far, they have proven me right. Last week, they beat Washington at home, and maybe Washington's a little bit overrated. But then this week, they beat Utah at home. That is a good win for UCLA. That is a very good win. So, yes, I am proud that I was right about that one. UCLA is most definitely a top 15 team. And I've been talking about that since week 1. So it's not like I just started coming around like most people. But I'm not going to go into that. I was right. And, you know, I have to take my wins. Because I'm wrong about a lot of things. So whenever I do get a win, you better believe it. I'm going to pound my chest and let everybody know. Gold and Blue Dude was right about this one. And UCLA, thank you for being good. Because I knew I saw something in you. Especially DTR, your starting quarterback. That dude, him and Hendon Hooker, the starting quarterback for Tennessee, legit Heisman Trophy contenders. So congratulations to UCLA. Your great season continues. I am a little disappointed in Kansas. Great game. TCU's the real deal, guys. TCU's the real deal. They go on the road and beat an undefeated Kansas. TCU stays undefeated. Hey, maybe they can win the Big 12 because Oklahoma and Texas do not look good. Well, Texas looked better the past 2 weeks against West Virginia and lowly Oklahoma. My gosh, I'll get to that here in a minute. But TCU goes on the road. They take care of business. It was a big-time back-and-forth game. Hey, Kansas is for real. Even though they lost this game, Kansas is for real because TCU is a good football team. I think Kansas goes to a bowl at least 8-4, maybe a 10-win season. They're looking like a good Big 12 team. Now I'm not ashamed that West Virginia lost to Kansas. Back whenever it happened, I'm like, are we that bad to where we lose to Kansas at home? No, Kansas is just that good. So thank you for being good, Kansas. I feel a little bit better. Now let's go back to Oklahoma. West Virginia will beat Oklahoma in Morgantown, and it won't mean a thing. It won't mean a thing because Oklahoma is terrible. They are, my gosh, 48-0 by Texas. Now I don't feel so bad about the loss that we took. Look, you go back to last week's loss against Texas for West Virginia, and it was the first half. We got blown out 28-7, and we just couldn't dig our way out of it because in the second half, we actually beat Texas 13-10. So we made some halftime adjustments, and we made it respectable. And the dude should have recovered that onside kick, and that would have gave us even more of a chance to possibly pull a stunning comeback. But it didn't happen because, our fingers can't grasp things. I don't understand it. But now I don't feel as bad because Oklahoma is even worse. 49-0. Who saw that coming? I'm not putting my hand up. I did not see that coming whatsoever. Oklahoma, man, what is going on over there? Brent Venables, parade coming into Norman, Oklahoma because Lincoln Riley left for USC. And Brent Venables, highly touted defensive coordinator from Clemson. We're going to bring back toughness. We're going to bring back physicality. We're going to bring back defense. Well, there was no defense today for Oklahoma. 49-0. It looked like they were playing against air. That's how bad Oklahoma is. Texas looked like they were playing against air. And this is the same team that lost to Texas Tech on the road. And yes, I remember them barely losing to Alabama by 1 point. But we remember last year where they barely lost to Oklahoma. They should have won that game. And it ended up beating Texas 5 more times, excuse me. So this Texas team is mentally tough this year. They're actually mentally tough. Oklahoma, oh man, there's no bright spot for them right now. Offense sucks, defense sucks, special team sucks, the whole team sucks. So Brent Venables, hopefully this is just a learning curve, and you get some great recruits in there, and you get Oklahoma back to a respectable level. But as much as Oklahoma tried to shame Lincoln Riley in the offseason, you are missing Lincoln Riley right now. That is a fact. USC is still undefeated as of the making of this video. Oklahoma just got blown out by Texas, so you cannot sit there and lie to me and say that you don't miss Lincoln Riley and wish that he didn't left. Now, in the future, maybe Brent Venables does well and you will forget about him, but in the here and now, recent memory, you miss Lincoln Riley. Don't lie about it. So we have more games wrapping up, and we have more games coming on later. So y'all let me know in the comments section what you think about today. The top 10 teams have done well. They're staying undefeated. It sucks that Kansas lost, but hey, somebody had to lose that game. Both of those teams were undefeated, and TCU's looking good. Hey, don't hang your head, Jayhawks fans. I mean, you're one game away from getting bowl eligible, and TCU is a good team, so don't hang your head. And it seems like all the other top 10 teams that were undefeated, they went on and rolled it well. So finally, a normal Saturday. But let me know what you think. What team impressed you the most today? Maybe it's not even a top 10 team. Maybe it was Texas blowing out Oklahoma. I don't know. Just let me know in the comments section. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on my next show.